The fluorescent lights above the police station hummed in the dark like they were trying to fill the silence with something mechanical and mindless. My fingers tapped the steering wheel, a rhythm born more from nerves than patience. Inside, my little brother Ian was reporting his stolen bike for the second time this month because, apparently, college students still haven't figured out how to lock up a 10-speed properly. I texted him, "You better be embellishing this for insurance." No response, probably busy filling out paperwork. I leaned back in the seat, the fabric warm from the sun that had dipped below the horizon less than an hour ago. June evenings in our town were slow, sticky, and filled with the sound of cicadas that always felt a little too loud, like they were yelling just to be heard over some hidden chaos. My phone buzzed in my hand. "Hey sis, I got lost. Can you come pick me up?" The words lit up my lock screen like a cold slap. I blinked once, twice. My thumb hesitated before swiping it open. The message came from Ian. Same contact photo. Same text thread. Another buzz. A second message, a location pin. Somewhere about 15 minutes away. Out past the county line, toward those backwoods roads that looked like they hadn't seen pavement since the Cold War. I looked at the station entrance. He'd only been inside maybe 10, 15 minutes. No way he left. No way he got that far already. I called him. 1 ring. 2. Voicemail. Okay. Maybe a mistake. Maybe he fat-fingered the message while scrolling or typed it to someone else. Still, the chill in my arms told me something else entirely. I opened the pin and zoomed in. No street name, just a long, gray vein of road running through dense trees. The kind of place GPS barely acknowledged. No nearby homes, no shops, no cell towers, just a blinking red dot in the middle of nowhere. I texted him back. "Did you mean to send this to me? Aren't you inside still? Where are you?" 3 dots pulsed as if he was typing, then stopped, gone. I glanced again at the station doors. Right on cue, they opened, but it wasn't Ian who came out. Just an older officer with a cup of gas station coffee, lighting a cigarette like the shift had already drained him of color. I got out of the car and approached him. "Hey, sorry my brother came in to report a stolen bike a few minutes ago. Ian Beckett." The officer nodded slowly. "Yeah, kid came in, finished his report. Should have left already." My heart did a slow back. "No, I've been waiting here this whole time." He never came out. He tilted his head and took a drag, looking me over like he was searching for the punchline. "Are you sure?" "Yes." I pointed to my car. "I've been parked there the entire time." He never came out. He frowned now, more confused than suspicious. "Well, he ain't in the building anymore." I watched him leave through the front. I glanced over his shoulder at the glass doors. Behind them, a receptionist looked down at her computer screen. The place was quiet. Too quiet. "Can I see the footage?" I asked. "Just to be sure." He exhaled a puff of smoke and shrugged. "Come inside, I'll see what we can pull." My phone buzzed again. I looked down. Another pin, same location. But this time, the message simply read. The police station was colder inside than it looked. Fluorescent lights buzzed overhead while a dusty fan spun lazily in the corner. The officer led me behind the front desk, his boots squeaking against the tile. He keyed in a login on the computer, pulled up the front door camera feed, and "There," he said, tapping the screen. I leaned closer. Ian was on the footage, walking out the front doors, phone in hand, glancing left and right like he wasn't sure where he was. And then, nothing. He exited frame. Didn't walk toward my car, just vanished off screen. I pointed. "He never came to my car. You can see it parked right there." The officer grunted. "Maybe he walked around the side of the building, took a call." I checked my phone again. The pin was still active, pulsing. "Still in the woods. I don't think he ever left this building normally," I muttered. The officer raised an eyebrow. "If you're worried, you can file a missing person report, but he hasn't been gone long enough for us to." "I'll just check the location," I said, already backing away. The drive out to the location was quiet, nervingly so. No music, no cars, just the occasional crack of a branch under my tires. As I followed the winding road into denser trees, the signal was weak. My phone flickered between one bar and no service. At last, I reached the spot. It was just a bend in the road. Gravel shoulder. No lights, no signs of Ian, just trees on either side, stretching up like skeletal fingers. Then I saw him. He was standing in the middle of the road, still, facing away from me. I slowed the car and rolled the window halfway down. "Ian," I called out. No answer. My headlights cut through the fog creeping between the trees. I leaned out slightly, squinting. He turned around slowly. It was his face, but wrong. Skin to pale, eyes too wide, and his mouth curled into a smile that didn't belong to him. I froze. Then my phone buzzed again. A new message lit up my screen. "Help. Don't pick him up." "Not me." Another pin. Slightly off the road, into the woods. I looked back up. The Ian on the road had moved closer. I didn't see him walk. He was just Closer now. 20 feet from my front bumper. I threw the car into reverse and backed up. Tires skidding over gravel. I didn't stop until I was halfway down the road again. I turned the wheel and drove off the main road. Tires, crunching leaves and roots, following the pin into the forest. My heart pounded like a drumline in my throat. The pin led to a clearing. At its center was a massive mirror just standing there. A full-length mirror with an ornate black frame, like something ripped out of a Gothic bedroom. My breath caught. In the reflection, Ian was standing behind me. But when I turned around, nothing. Then the mirror fogged. Words appeared across the glass. He's not the only one. I stepped back, pulse hammering. Suddenly, a noise behind me, leaves crunching. I turned, and there he was again. Ian. No smile, no expression, just eyes filled with panic. Their eyes are wrong, he whispered. Please take me home, but don't look at any others. How do I know you're real? I asked. He stared at me, then said something only the real Ian would know. When you were 13, you broke Mom's lamp and blamed it on me. I still owe you for that. My knees went weak. I grabbed his hand. We ran. We made it back to the road, panting, headlights dimly illuminating the woods. I unlocked the car and shoved him in, but just as I climbed in after him, my phone buzzed again. He's lying. You never broke a lamp. Pick me up. I stared at the message. Ian was sitting in the passenger seat, silent, watching me. I looked at him slowly. Hey, I said, voice trembling. What color was the lamp? He didn't answer. He just smiled. A long, slow, wrong kind of smile. I reached into my pocket and pulled out the pepper spray I kept on my keyring. His smile widened. Too late, the last thing I heard was my phone buzzing again. Hey sis, I got lost. Can you come pick me up?